Right, so in this lesson, we're going to go ahead and set up our art. So inside of our 2D cab game, I'm going to right click. I'm going to create another folder. I'm going to call this art. I'm going to right click and I'm just going to import the three pieces of art that I provided you with. So go ahead and click import new asset and then down and import those three pieces. All right, so the three pieces of art we have is a cab, and we have some characters, and we have a image here. So under the cab here, change it from default to sprite 2D art, and then just go ahead and hit apply. Bloop. That should clear that up. Same thing here. We're going to go to, for the characters, we're going to do sprite 2D art, and instead of a, let's see, single, we're going to do multiple because we want to cut those characters up. So go ahead and hit apply. Boom. There you should have a transparent background with your characters. And then for this background, we could just we could do the same thing, sprite 2D, and then just hit apply. And I'm going to just drag this and drop it into our scene here. And now we have our map for our world. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, hit R to scale this up. I'm just going to try to get it to be a little bit bigger than what's there. Right. Due to an error, I had to re-record this video, so hopefully I can cover all of the stuff that you need to. All right, so you have some art assets. You have your cab, which is here. And what you want to do on each one of these is it's set the default. You're going to want to change it to Sprite 2D UI. I'm going to go ahead and delete my beard guy here. And then same thing here. Let's just start with this. So I'm going to set this back to default. And what you're going to see is essentially this. You're going to see default here. So what you want to do is you want to change it to Sprite 2D UI. You also want to change it from single sprite mode to multiple because we have multiple stuff in there. And then we want to go down here and hit apply. And that should make your image, background image, transparent. The next thing you want to do is go to your sprite editor here and go to sprite editor, slice, make sure it's on automatic and just hit slice and hit, do you want to continue? You hit yes. And that should automatically slice up all of these characters for you. Now what I want to do is name this first character Beard Guy. And I'm just going to hit apply at the top. And then this could be, I don't know, like, I don't know. Let's see. Pink. There's a lot of pink haired girls. Pink underscore blue dress girl. And we're going to hit apply. And then what you can do is select, now that we've expanded him, you can see here's Beard Guy, and we can just drop him right here. And we want to set his position inside of his sprite render here to maybe 1. And then this environment, so what I did is, as you dragged it in there, we want to make sure that we set our environment to Sprite 2D UI, and then we hit apply down here. And then for the environment, you want to set this to 1, and then maybe this beard guy, you can set him to 2, so he's on top of that. And that's the sort order here. Same thing with this girl. We go into characters. Let's see, where's pink and blue dress girl? She's down here. We can't see her on our map, so we're going to change that to 3. And then maybe she's standing over there. Now for our taxi cab, what we did is we had that taxi cab here, and I grabbed my cab and I dropped that image inside of here. And that gave us, and we have our taxi collision script, we have our taxi driver. Let me kind of drag this up here. We have all that stuff. And our taxi cab script hasn't changed much at all. It's pretty much the same, except I added the namespace at the top and the bottom. That's for the collision, and then this is pretty much the same. Now what I did is I created a new script inside of here called follow camera, and I grabbed my main camera here and I attached that follow camera script on there like that. Now that script has a public game object and I called it cab. So once you type that out, and I'm sorry that I have to explain this so quickly, I had an error when creating it. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your taxi cab and drop it inside of there. Now this script is pretty simple. It's really just one single line of code. And what it's saying is the position of whatever this script is attached to, which is our main camera, right? Let me pause the video and do a side by side. That's probably easier. All right, so here's our main camera. Now, on our main camera, we have this follow camera script down here. and we have an access to our taxi cab game object. What I'm saying is the transform of the position of whatever this script is attached to. So that's transform.position. I want to set it to the position of this cab. Now I want to show you something, how this second part of this code works, which might be a little confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this for a second. And I'm going to hit Control S to save this. Look what happens to your camera. Now look, remember this Z axis, which is the position from here, is at -12. So look at our camera when I press play. The camera snaps to the same position as our taxi cab. See that? Same position. So we're saying transform.position is the same as the cab, and we're doing this every single frame. And we want this because we want this follow camera script to follow our car run. And if you look, I'm pushing the up and down arrow keys. It is 100% following my car around. The problem is I want it to be -12 on the Z-axis. So what I can do is I can add a -12 by using this line of code to the Z-axis, but I'm actually doing a -13 just because I'm just kind of removing the decimal value. But let's go ahead and do a -13 here so we can see it. So now with this code, I'm going to go ahead and save it, and I'm going to turn on play maximized and press play here so we could just kind of see it in our entire game here a little bit bigger. Now we have our camera following our car around, which is pretty awesome. The other thing here is I also set up a collision box, and it's called, where is that at? Is it called box or something? Oh, square. So I'm going to name this house, COL for collision. I'm going to create an empty game object. And this is just where I'm going to put all of my collision objects. And what this is, let me hit F to focus, and we'll go to 2D mode here. It's just the box. I right click. Let's make another one together. I'm going to go to 2D object here, sprite, and then I'm going to do square. And I'm going to set the sort order here for 2 so you could see that. Now let's say let's make this a circle, let's say. Well, it doesn't really matter because I'm actually going to remove this sprite renderer. So I'm going to right click, remove this sprite renderer. So remove component. And then I'm going to add a circle collider 2D. And I'm going to actually add a tag. So something like this so we can see it. And I'll name this circle COL for circle collider. Now, I'm going to hit W on this, and I'm going to move it up this way, and then click on this little guy here and make it bigger. Hopefully you could see it. And so now, if I drive my car into that tree, you can see I kind of drive around it. It's a round collider, whereas this one is a box collider. So something like that. And so what you're going to do, so that I don't bore you too much, is you're just going to duplicate these, hit W, and just sort of move them around and adjust the size. For bigger trees, sharper trees, and really just anything you don't want this character to drive through. So you might say, okay, I have a house collision here. I'm going to hit Control D. I don't want him to go through this house. All right, this. And the other thing you can do is just for fun, because this game is going to be a pickup game. And you could make the characters like this big if you want. You can make them half the size. They're just people that you're going to pick up. So the goal of this game is everybody in this town is going to a party. So your goal is to pick up all of the passengers. Let's do 0.5, I think. 5. Really, we only need to adjust the X and Y. So 0.6, 0.6. And you could make another empty game object here called townspeople. And we could just go ahead and put our beard guy and our pink dress girl and put them in townspeople. And then you could just go ahead inside of here and just adjust all of them to 0.6. And then just sprinkle these people. Like let's see, where's pink blue dress girl? Could put her here. And the goal of the game, and we'll create a counter or something, and that's equals certain amount. It's to pick up all of these people and then just drop them off at this house. And then we'll have some power ups and speed ups and stuff like that. And then just adjust your cab car until you feel it. I like it a little bit smaller. And you could also adjust your main camera here so that the size feels a little bit better for you, right? So that's it. we can go pick these people up. You're looking for them. She has a collision object on her. So let's take a look at, I think they both do maybe. So let's see. Let's see what's going on with her. And she does not. I think that's the box collider. So that's another thing you have to be careful of is that your box colliders are not overlapping the people. So we'll do something like this maybe. All right. That's it for this one.